There's a moment every man faces. A moment he doesn't even realize he's already lost. It's the moment he starts pushing. You've felt it before. That pressure in your chest when you want her to like you. That small voice whispering, "Don't mess this up." So you overthink, you overdo, you overextend. And in the process, you push. And here's the paradox. The harder you push, the faster she slips away. The moment you start forcing. Most men destroy attraction the second they try to control it. They don't even mean to, it happens automatically. Fear kicks in, ego takes over, and suddenly every word, every move, becomes an attempt to manage how she sees you. You text too fast. You explain too much. You talk like you're auditioning for approval. And the energy changes. What used to feel light now feels heavy. What used to be play becomes performance. Because attraction doesn't die when she loses interest. It dies when you lose your center. The two masks of fear. Men usually wear fear in two ways, blocking or begging. Opposite behaviors, same root. Blocking looks like walls. You get cold, guarded, defensive. You act like you don't care, but your silence screams insecurity. Crossed arms. Short replies. You think you're being mysterious. But she can feel the resistance. You're not strong, you're scared. Then comes begging. It's the same fear, but turned inside out. You become too available. You chase validation in every smile. Every text, every reaction. You try to earn her interest. And in doing so, you bleed power with every gesture. Begging and blocking. Two sides of the same coin. One pushes her away. The other suffocates her space. And both are born from the same seed, fear of loss. Fear always leaks. No matter how cool you pretend to be. Fear finds a way to reveal itself. It leaks through tone. Through micro-expressions. Through the timing of your replies. Because energy never lies. A man who is at peace feels different from a man pretending to be confident. A woman doesn't even have to analyze it, she feels it. Your stillness or your struggle. Your calm or your chaos. That's why attraction isn't a game of tactics. It's a game of state. The man who's at peace with himself doesn't need to convince her. The world adjusts to his presence naturally. That's gravity. That's what pull feels like. Predictability kills desire. Here's the twist most men never understand. Women don't punish you for not being perfect. They punish you for being predictable. When you block, she knows what's coming. You'll withdraw, go cold, sulk in silence. When you beg, she also knows what's coming. You'll chase, overtext, try to fix it. Either way, there's no rhythm. No polarity. No spark. It's like a song with no beat. She can't dance to it. So she tunes out. Attraction isn't logic, it's energy. Think of magnets. When you push too hard, they repel. When you pull away completely, nothing happens. But when you align the fields just right, the connection forms effortlessly.
Attraction works the same way. It's invisible, felt, not forced. The field does the work, not the effort. That's why the men who try less often get more. Because they're not performing, they're being. You don't chase gravity. You let it happen. And that's the first lesson of the pull. Attraction lives when you allow. It dies when you push. When you try to control, you lose flow. Every time you try to manage the moment, you pull yourself out of presence. You start living in the outcome. Not in the connection. You stop listening. You stop feeling. You start calculating. And no matter how smooth your words are, she can feel the tension underneath. It's the tension of trying. Of effort disguised as confidence. You think control gives you power. It doesn't. It only proves you don't trust your own gravity. The energy of non-resistance. Non-resistance doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means you don't fight what is. She tests you? Let it happen. She teases you? Smile through it. Don't defend. Don't explain. Don't chase. Redirect. Reframe. Play. Say she throws a jab. Do you talk to every girl like this? The average man defends. No, you're different. That's thrashing in quicksand. But the man who understands flow smiles. Shrugs, and says. Probably, but you seem like you can handle it. No resistance. No tension. Just redirection. You didn't fight her frame, you absorbed it. You stayed grounded. You stayed in rhythm. That's the difference between reaction and mastery. The illusion of effort. Every man wants the shortcut. The line, the text, the move. But those are surface games. The truth is simpler, quieter. And infinitely more powerful. You attract not by what you say. But by what you withhold. Not by what you chase. But by what you allow. It's the silence after the smirk. The pause after the tease. The confidence in not filling the gap. Because when you stop forcing, she starts feeling. And curiosity fills the space your words used to occupy. The shift inside you. The moment you stop pushing is the moment your energy flips. You stop performing for approval. You stop reacting to every test. You start enjoying the game again. Now you're not chasing her validation. You're guiding the rhythm. You're pacing the energy. You're setting the tone. And that tone says, I'm grounded. I'm calm. I'm not afraid to lose what isn't mine. That's when she feels it. The invisible difference between the boy who needs her attention and the man who doesn't. The boy says, please like me. The man says nothing. He just exists. And his silence speaks louder than any line ever could. A mirror, not a mask. Attraction is a mirror. She feels herself through you. If you're tense, she feels tension. If you're calm, she feels safety. That's why non-resistance is lethal once you understand it. It's not a technique. It's a state. The man who's comfortable in discomfort. He's the one she can't stop thinking about. Because he doesn't flinch. When she tests, he doesn't fight the moment. He flows with it. And that flow feels alive. The core message. So if you take one thing from this chapter, let it be this. Stop pushing. Because the harder you try to control attraction, the more you prove you've already lost it. Let it breathe. Let it move. Let the field do the work. Because attraction isn't built through effort. It's revealed through energy. And the moment you stop forcing it, you'll feel something shift. Not in her. But in you. There's a kind of silence that sits between fear and control. Most men live there without realizing it. It's that subtle tightening in your chest when things don't go your way. That small urge to defend yourself, to prove, to explain. It feels like strength, but it's not. It's fear wearing armor. Fear has a strange way of disguising itself as logic. You tell yourself you're just being careful, just protecting your peace. But underneath that calm surface, you're tense. You're holding your breath, waiting for her next move. Hoping you'll be ready this time if she tests you again. You think you're being composed. But what you're really doing is blocking the flow. You're putting a wall between you and the moment. And the second you do that, the rhythm dies. You stop dancing with her energy and start fighting it. That's when attraction starts to slip through your fingers like sand. A lot of men confuse control with power. They think the one who holds back the most wins. So they become cold, unreadable, distant. They think that's how you look strong, detached, unbothered, untouchable. But women don't fall for stone walls. They fall for gravity. And gravity isn't cold. It's calm. It doesn't resist. It absorbs. It doesn't push back. It pulls everything toward it naturally. Defensiveness kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. Because defensiveness tells her one thing clearly. You're scared she might be right about you. You're scared her opinion has power. So you guard yourself, build the walls higher. Pretend you're fine while your energy screams otherwise. But women don't listen to your words. They listen to your tension. They feel what you're trying to hide. The more you fight to appear confident, the more they sense what's behind the performance. They can feel when your confidence is conditional. And conditional confidence always cracks under pressure. So what does real strength look like? It's not silence. It's not distance. It's stillness. Stillness doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're so grounded that nothing can shake your presence. When she tests you, and she will, it's not an attack. It's a vibration check. She's not trying to hurt you, she's trying to feel you. She wants to know if your confidence is real or rehearsed. If you flinch, defend, argue, or retreat, you show her your confidence is fragile. But if you stay relaxed, maybe even playful, you show her something else entirely, stability. When you stop taking every word personally, you stop leaking energy. And when you stop leaking energy, you start radiating it instead. The truth is, women test because they want to feel polarity. They want to feel a man who doesn't fold under emotion. They want to feel your edges without being cut by them. They want to know that your calm is not performance. It's who you are when the world shakes. When you block, you suffocate your own energy. You stop the flow that attraction needs to breathe. You become a stone, not a storm. A storm moves, adapts, flows. It never apologizes for its power. A stone just sits there and waits to be moved by something else. And deep down, every man knows the truth. It's not control that makes you magnetic, it's freedom. Freedom from needing to win. Freedom from fearing loss. Freedom from overthinking what she thinks of you. The freer you are inside, the stronger your pull becomes. Because freedom radiates calm. And calm is irresistible. When you walk into a room, she can feel if you're holding tension. It's in your shoulders, your eyes, your voice. Tension says, I need this to go right. Relaxation says, it's already right, no matter how it goes. That difference changes everything. One energy chases approval, the other creates gravity. You can't fake that kind of calm. You can only become it by surrendering to the moment. That's what non-resistance really is, surrender without submission. You stop fighting the reality of what's happening. And you start guiding it instead. You stop needing to be perfect. And start being present. There's power in a man who can absorb the storm without reacting. When she tests you, smile. When she challenges you, stay grounded. When she pulls away, don't chase, don't retreat either. Stay centered. Because that's what creates tension. And tension is the current that keeps attraction alive. A man who is unshaken by her fluctuations becomes the anchor. And once she feels your stability, she relaxes into your presence. Because finally, she's met someone who doesn't crumble when she pushes. Someone who can hold the charge instead of discharging it. Someone who can feel everything, and still remain himself. That's when the dynamic changes. Now she's no longer testing to find your weakness. She's testing because she enjoys your strength. She starts leaning in, trying to find what grounds you so deeply. She starts wondering what it would feel like to be part of that calm. And that curiosity, that wondering. That's where attraction grows roots. But here's the irony, the more you try to hold it, the more it slips. The tighter your grip, the faster it fades. Because love, attraction, connection, they all live in movement. They die in control. You can't possess a wave. You can only learn to surf it. So stop trying to win the conversation. Stop trying to protect your image. Stop trying to appear like the one who cares less. Care fully, but calmly. Be invested, but never dependent. Be expressive, but never excessive. That's the balance most men never find. Their real power isn't in dominance or distance. It's in relaxed awareness. You see everything, you feel everything. But you don't react to everything. That's mastery. That's what makes you unforgettable. And it's in that state, when you no longer block, no longer beg, that she finally feels safe enough to open up. Not because you demanded it, but because your calm gave her permission to. The same calm that keeps her thinking about you long after you're gone. So stop being the wall. Stop being the man who thinks cold equals strong. Let the energy move through you, not against you. Absorb. Redirect. Flow. Because the man who flows doesn't lose control.